I'm Paula Degnan. With me is Ting O, and we are here with Wellness Through Physical Therapy. We're here at the Churchill Mall at their beautiful new location. And Ting, today we're going to talk about something that most people probably concern themselves with during the beginning of the winter, winter months, being on ice and snow, falling.
Yep.
But you have a way of looking at it that people can fall just about any time.
Yeah, definitely. Falls really affect seniors, especially. I mean, it affects the whole population during the winter with the ice, but the statistics that we have problems with is that it affects a lot of seniors. 1 in 3 seniors fall, 33% fall every year. Doesn't have to be winter. And some recent research has come out that shows that a lot of people who don't think they are at risk of falling will actually fall in the 6 months after a survey that was performed. So a lot of people may not realize they're at risk of falling and suffer a fall. The problem, however, is that after a fall, there are a lot of serious possible consequences. So we got to do what we got to do to try and prevent people from falling if possible.
First thing we think of is a broken hip or a broken anything.
Yeah, broken
really.
anything, yeah. So, yeah, falls take a split second. And in that split second, someone's life can really change.
And when we're talking about falls, we're not necessarily talking about really head over heels. We're talking as much as tripping over a rug in your home.
Right, yeah, something very simple. Falls happen, most falls will happen in the home. Bathrooms are very common. And what we find is that people are in a nice, safe environment, so they feel comfortable. They don't think necessarily or aren't very prepared for the fall, so that they just wander around like nice and comfortable, and then all of a sudden they're on the ground. And we hear that a lot. So not necessarily running downstairs or running up and down hills or out in the wild woods type thing. A lot of it does happen in the home.
I do also hear a lot about people who are falling when they get up out of the chair, because again, they whoop, and they're up, and then all of a sudden they don't realize, and that can cause a tumble.
Yeah, yeah. So like with changes in positioning, like getting up from bed, getting up from a toilet, just moving, like getting up once you've had dinner, getting up at bed at night to go to the bathroom. So yeah, falling, we hear of people falling out of the shower, just twisting, and so all sorts of stuff in and out of the tub. There is a lot of hazards around the house, so people have to understand these hazards, understand their fall risk so that they can prevent falling.
And sometimes it's just that you're not paying attention.
That does happen, yes.
You mentioned getting in and out of the tub, you're fighting with a towel, and you don't realize if you don't have a tub that's lower that you're trying to get, and all of a sudden and you're down on the ground.
Yep, and the thing that we want to have people, give people the tools for is we all lose our balance. I've lost my balance a lot, but I can correct myself. The problem comes in when people can't react to being off balance. That creates a lot of the falls.
So what we're going to do when we come back, we're going to find out more about falls, what makes you at risk, how you cannot be at risk, and then we're also going to get into some of the things that you can do here at Physical Therapy and Balance Centers to help you not fall. Don't go away. Wellness Through Physical Therapy. We'll be back in a moment.
WYLN TV 35 and the Hazleton unit of the American Cancer Society presents the 40th Annual Telethon, 40 years of giving so many can go on living. The telethon will be held Saturday, February 24th from 11 a.m. to 11 p.m. at the WYLN Studios, 1057 East 10th Street in Hazleton. The telethon is made possible by these sponsors.
The Berger family dealerships have joined forces with Blaze Alexander Family Dealerships to bring you the largest liquidation sale ever. We have 30 days to liquidate $10 million in new and pre-owned inventory. This isn't just a sale. This is your opportunity to save thousands. Maximize trade allowance, the biggest discounts, and lowest rates. First come, first serve. Stop and shop or visit us online at BergerFamilyDealerships.com and see for yourself how low we'll go. And only at Berger Family Dealerships in Hazleton, where you'll find the lowest price guaranteed.
SJ Kowalski is your Mitsubishi Diamond contractor. They can install a Mitsubishi electric, Mr. Slim, ductless, heating and cooling system. Mr. Slim systems are designed to make any living space in your home inviting. You can have a different temperature control for every room in your home. The money-saving technology can save you 25 to 50% on your heating bill for Mitsubishi, Rinnai, and trained comfort specialists. Call S.J. Kowalski at 570-455-2600.
In a world where an instant tweet can create a firestorm of news coverage, WYLN is moving with the times, allowing for more instant reporting of breaking news on television and on social media, as well as regular hourly news updates. News gets out faster than ever before, and WYLN brings it all to you. Live weekdays at 5:30 only on WYLN. We're your local network.
Welcome back to Wellness Through Physical Therapy. I'm Paula Degnan. Along with me is Ting O from Physical Therapy and Balance Centers in the Churchill Mall in Hazleton. And today we are talking about falls, and in particular this time, Ting, fall risk.
Yep.
We mentioned that some people don't know that they are a fall risk. So what exactly does that mean?
Well, pardon me. The people, we can classify people to see what their risk of falling is, whether it's low, high, or medium. So, and it gives you a chance of an idea of your chance of falling in the future. So, in a recent study that was done, they showed that around about 21% of people that said they had no risk of falling actually fell within 6 months of taking that survey. So that may indicate that there's a lot of people out there, especially seniors, who may not realize they are at risk of falling.
Oh.
And what may make you more at risk of falling, there are a lot of factors that can play into falling, but the classical things are like if you have weaknesses in your body, like tightnesses in your knees, weaknesses in your legs. If you have like vestibular problems or your balance reaction centers aren't as great as they should be. 3, you may have certain difficulties with stiffness, so that if you lose your balance, you may not be able to stick your leg out quickly enough, or if you have arthritic changes in your legs. And finally, you may even have problems with your vision, that a lot of people don't realize that vision plays a lot into falling as well. So these are things that can be assessed very simply, and it can be something that by doing a fall risk assessment is what we call it. We can determine whether someone has a risk of falling or not. And if they do have a risk of falling, we can change that through time to reduce that risk so that they have obviously less risk of falling and then less risk of suffering the consequences that come with falls.
What about medications?
Medications does play a part in it as well. They have found certain medications that do play a part in falls. So if you take medications that create dizziness, if you take medications that make you like having problems with running to the toilet, like some water pills, things like that has been found to increase, to increase your risk of falling. So if you do take medications that make you feel weird in terms of dizziness, makes you lightheaded, definitely talk to your physician about it, especially if you're over the age of 65, because that can increase your risk of falling as well.
Now, what about there are also some pre-existing conditions, if someone has Parkinson's, if someone has even arthritis, different things, you would think that people would be more aware, but at the same time, maybe they're not, because it can't happen to me.
Right, exactly. And a lot of people with those conditions know they are at risk of falling, so they do take their time and especially are cautious. The problem comes when a person like someone like you or me who feel like we're nice and healthy.
Right.
We have good reactions. We don't think we're going to fall, but we may not realize that we may have a problem, like certain weaknesses that develop in the body, or we may have a vestibular problem that we may not even know about that may put us at risk, and we just aren't aware. And for me, that's okay, because I'm not over the age of 65. But for the person over the age of 65, if you do fall, it does come with some very serious consequences, like I say. It can change someone's life in a split second.
Well, even if you're not over 65, somebody who falls and does damage to knees, that can cause problems. Someone who breaks a hip, because again, you're essentially learning how to be mobile all
Right.
over again
Right,
after
right.
something like that.
Right, and talking about broken hips, a lot of people don't realize this, but around 90% of broken hips are because of falls. And the consequences of a broken hip from a fall causes a change in your life expectancy. I don't know if you know that.
No.
But most people, they found that after breaking a hip, the life expectancy is around a year.
Really?
So, like I say, there's some serious consequences with falling. So if you don't want to have your life changed significantly because of something so simple that you can prevent, definitely understand your fall risk and get it checked out if you don't already.
Well, sometimes too, there are people who, we're talking about hips, they can have problems with the ball joint
Right.
rather than the hip itself. So then you have to go in and even getting surgery and having a hip replacement, knee replacement,
Right.
that can change
Right.
because now you're babying something
Right.
and you might be paying too much attention to it.
Right.
So you're not paying attention to everything else.
Right. The problem with a lot of joint surgeries is that people expect the joint surgery to fix all their problems.
Yes.
When it doesn't fix all their problems, and people may not realize, a lot of people say, well, I've had a hip replacement, I'm fine.
Yes.
I've had a knee
I
replacement,
can run
I'm good.
for
Yeah.
miles.
So what the surgery itself doesn't fix is what I call the collateral damage. So that hip problem may have created certain weaknesses in the leg previous to the surgery that may not have been addressed, or that knee arthritis prior to surgery may have created problems with someone's balance reaction time. So if you have a condition that is supposedly fixed by surgery, we come across so many people that have surgical fixes that still have a lot of problems, including pain, including stiffness, that may not have been addressed, that will put them more at risk of falling as
And
well.
even things like neuropathies
Yep.
that people don't realize that maybe that they have, especially if they have diabetes
Right.
and they have problems with their feet, feeling with their feet, things like that that people just don't realize they have.
Right.
Now you do have some methods here at Physical Therapy and Balance Center where you can, what are you doing, teaching people how to not fall?
Right, and we address all the issues that comes with falling. And you talk about neuropathy. It's one of the biggest things we see in people that are at fall risk. So we develop treatments for neuropathy. But
Okay.
we also have developed treatments to help someone improve their risk of falling, work on their balance, improve their strength so that they can reduce their risk of falling.
All right, when we come back, we are going to see some of those in motion here at Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Don't go away.
The Wiltsey Center presents Chris Pavlik Sings and Swings to the music of Frank Sinatra with the Cellar Dwellers Jazz Ensemble. Friday, February 9th. The box office opens at 5:30, doors open at 6, and the show begins at 6:30. Tickets are $5 for students, $10 for adults. Tickets can also be purchased at Boscov's at the Laurel Mall. Don't miss Chris Pavlik Sings and Swings to the music of Frank Sinatra.
Valmont Auto Sales. Buy here, pay here with a good selection of clean pre-owned vehicles. Use your tax return and make small weekly payments to fit your budget. Valmont Auto Sales, 34 Susquehanna Boulevard, West Hazelton, 570-501-2626.
Northeast Gold and Silver inside the Churchill Mall is paying cash for gold and silver. Top dollar for silver coins. National currency. Fine and sterling flatware. Stop in or call them at 570-497-4177.
Tune in each week to WYLN TV 35 to watch the #1 Hazleton-based broadcast television talk show, The Storm, hosted by Tiffany Cloud. Candidates, politicians, community leaders, and more appear on The Storm when they want to be heard. New shows air Wednesdays at 8 p.m. and these additional airtimes only on WYLN TV 35. We're your local network.
Non-attorney spokesperson.
Attention! Have you been seriously injured or has a loved one been killed in a motor vehicle accident?
Call 800-305-5643.
For a free legal case review, You may be entitled to compensation. Personal injuries can happen at any point in your lifetime, and in a few seconds, you or a loved one may suffer debilitating injuries that could change your life forever. For over 25 years, the Pulaski Law Firm has been an advocate for those who have been seriously injured. Let the lawyers at the Pulaski Law Firm get the compensation you may justly deserve. If you have been seriously injured and suffered permanent injuries, burns, and broken bones, or a loved one has been killed because of a car, truck, or motorcycle accident,
call 800-305-5643.
get some peace of mind now.
Call 800-305-5643.
For a free consultation, you may be entitled to compensation.
Call 800-305-5643.
Welcome back to Wellness Through Physical Therapy, and here at the Physical Therapy and Balance Center in the Churchill Mall in Hazleton, we have, as you can see, I'm in my harness, and Ting-O assures me that if I fall, I won't bring the ceiling down on top of us.
No, you won't.
Okay. Now, what am I going to do with this harness on
Okay.
and being attached to the
Yep.
ceiling?
So the key thing, the reason we use the harness is that when you are afraid of falling, which a lot of people that we deal with are, and I tell you to try and do something that you may not be able to do, like try and stand on one leg with your eyes closed. You may be able to do that, but a lot of people won't, and they would
But
be
I'm not
extremely,
good at it.
yeah, they would be extremely cautious to the point where they may not want to do it.
Right.
So they'll have that fear. But in the harness system, we can say, hey, Paula, you're not going to fall. Try it anyway. Even if you lose your balance, it's going to catch you.
Oh, it does.
What it does is that it allows people to work on their balance without that fear of falling. It doesn't put me at risk so that I have to come grab you all the time, because I want you to react instead of me holding on to you. And then you don't have that fear of, well, is my therapist going to grab me?
Yes, exactly. And
that-
quick enough.
Yes.
No, it does. It works.
Right. No, it's
Oh,
you're
okay.
not going anywhere there. So basically, that harness allows us to put you through some balance challenges without any fear from me that you're going to fall, and hopefully with you feeling secure enough that you'll actually try it without having that fear of, no, I don't want to do it type thing.
This is very intimidating.
So this is what we call a shuttle, and you have some pretty decent balance from what I've seen. So I want to put you on some things that may be a little challenging for you.
That's.
Okay, so this is what this is. Go ahead and step up on there,
I
Paula.
should have worn high heels. That would have made it very
So
challenging.
what this is a
Ooh.
platform that moves.
Yes.
We can make it easier or harder for you.
Oh.
So this is kind of like at an easy
It is?
setting. Yep.
And
so,
I'm not even moving.
So what you want to do, the idea is to try and hold it still. Okay. So hold it still and try not to move. And if you can do that, do you think you can let your hands go? So what this does is it allows you to react to what's happening on the ground. Okay, and this looks pretty easy for you. You feel pretty good?
Yeah.
So we can add challenges to make it difficult. So a lot of us are very dependent on our vision for balance.
Yes.
So let's get rid of your vision. Close your eyes.
Oh.
And then try and balance yourself. And you can see that it's going to get a little bit more difficult.
Yep.
So,
oh yeah.
So, that tells us that you are a little visually dependent on balance, so you should work on some balance with your eyes closed.
Oh.
And we can scramble your vision as well based on this. So instead of closing your eyes, just let go there, for me, Paula.
Okay.
And if you look over there, it's going to scramble your balance a little bit.
It
and
does.
make you feel a little bit more off balance. So look this way now. And same thing, that's going to scramble your balance a little bit, make you
Yep.
feel a little bit off balance. Looking up and down, same thing.
Oh, of up.
Yep, and that's
Yeah.
going to challenge your balance as well. So we can do all sorts of things. I can grab balls and toss at you. I can have you reach
Oh.
out for me, try and reach out for me. And that's, again, going to put
Oh,
you a
yeah.
little bit off balance. So what we try and do is we try and get people to go through some of their daily routines or some challenges, like if they have to bend over, they
Oh,
have to
that
reach
yes.
out, that
See,
type
now
of thing.
that's
Yeah.
a good one because
Yeah.
you go down this way.
Yep.
Oh.
So, yeah, we try and simulate people's daily activities on these things so that it replicates what they would have to do at home.
Oh.
Okay, so this is a great thing that we utilize. Like I say, we can make it more challenging. We can make it easier for people depending on their needs.
All right.
So go ahead and step down there.
Okay. Ooh.
Okay, and we're going to come
Oh.
across a balance board here because what happens is that a lot of people, when they're afraid of falling, tend not to want to move from their center of gravity.
Yes.
They're very stiff, and you see them walk like this. So what we want to try and do is allow people to move from their center of gravity, which this is a balance board. So could I get you to step up on there, Paula, for me? And a lot of times we'll have people initially hold on with some hand devices
Oh.
just to help stabilize them. And what this allows us to do is allows us to shift onto your left leg so that your center of gravity shifts, and then also to your right side.
And now I
that's-
can feel my knees buckle.
Right, right. So you
I can feel them. It's
yeah. So you may be a little, you may have some little issues with your feet, with your knees as well. So
Yes.
So what we do here, same thing, is if something is nice and easy and you're able to do it pretty comfortably, we want to challenge your balance. So I'm going to grab these poles off you so that you don't have any upper arm support, which again will make it a little bit more difficult. And based on how you are, and you look like you're doing pretty good there.
But it fascinates me. I have to do it with my mouth open.
Right.
I can't do it with my mouth
Can
closed.
you do it with your eyes closed? Which is going to be quite a challenge for most people. And your balance isn't too bad there. So most people that we deal with will find that quite a bit of a challenge.
Now that was interesting because as I was doing this, I could feel myself going backwards.
Right.
And I immediately thought, I'm going to fall.
Right. So imagine if you didn't have that harness.
Exactly.
Your eyes would be wide open and I would be running in to grab you, which is good and all, but if my reaction time or if I may be distracted,
Right.
I may not be there in time, which would cause you to fall and obviously create problems there.
No, this
So-
is great. I feel very secure.
Right, right, and hope that's the idea. So go ahead and step off there, Paula. Another thing that we do use a lot is what we call a compliant surface. So what I'll do is a lot of people tend to, when they get out from their nice stable surface at home, carpet or wood floors, and get in like grass or something like that, things are a little uneven and not as firm. So we use little foam boards. Okay, go ahead and step up on there now, Paula. So that'll put you, again, off a little bit of unsteadiness where it's not as stable. And don't fall on me, Paula.
But I can. In part of my mind, I'm thinking I can go ahead and fall and I'm okay. But at the other part of my mind, I'm thinking you can't fall. What are you talking about?
So, so we can get people on here doing all sorts of funny things. And same thing, just try and stand still on one foot. Try and close your eyes. I don't know if anyone knows this, but
that didn't work out very well.
that's not an easy thing to do.
No, it's
not. They've actually found correlated that if you cannot stand on one foot for more than 20 seconds, it actually shows that you are at a high risk of suffering a stroke.
Really?
So
either leg?
Either leg. So let's test it out, Paula. Go ahead and stand. Okay, so what I'm going to get you to do is stand on one leg, the one leg in front of you like this. And let's test it out for 20 seconds. I've got my eyes on the clock here, Paula.
Okay.
So you actually look like you're pretty good, and you look like you'll last the 20 seconds.
You think?
Try your other leg.
Now this one I'm a little worried about.
Yep, so let's see.
See?
So yeah, that's a little challenging. So like I say, through some of the testing that we would do prior to like doing a lot of this stuff, we would try and determine like what problems you have. And if we find that you have an issue with your left leg, we would zero in and focus on that to try and hopefully get that feeling
Now that's funny because it's this knee that's been hurting me.
Right. But a lot of us are dominant on one leg versus another. So it doesn't necessarily, like I say, need to be the painful leg. It could be something else that creates a problem.
Wow. Well, I'm going to be very cognizant of that now, Ting.
Practice.
have to
Because
practice that.
as we get older, balance tends to get worse. You need to put more effort into it to try and keep it good.
And the harness isn't going to hurt anyone.
Nope.
Not going to cause any problems, any bruising, anything.
Nope.
And you would be able to walk with someone back and forth.
It's like a zip line. So I don't,
Oh, yeah.
We have people zip lining. We show them because a lot of people, when they get into it, are afraid still.
Yes.
So we'll usually tell them, like, try and sit down, Paula, try and fall over.
I can't.
And you can't. and we can push and pull you, and you'll be fine still. So you're not going anywhere. We tested this out for around about 450 pounds. And
Oh, okay, because I was really afraid I'm going to take down the ceiling.
No, we tested out pretty well. We tested this for 450 pounds, so it's safe.
Well, we're going to get all of the information. I kind of like that. I might just hang out here for the rest of the day. We're going to get more information, about getting your balance tested, and all of the other great things that are available here. And when we return on Wellness Through Physical Therapy. Yeah, this is kind of fun. I could do this.
For 4 generations, All-American Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram has been treating their customers like family. Stop in to get the lowest financing options and best service around. Whether you're in need of a Ram pickup with a Snow Dog plow, or have an active family lifestyle, or simply want to show off your fun, adventurous side, All-American Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram of Tamaqua has a wide variety of inventory to choose from. Stop in now and take advantage of their Start Something New event.
All Care Home Care, providing quality in home care since 1986. Call and see how their team of licensed physical therapists, skilled nurses, speech, and occupational therapists can provide you with exceptional service in the comfort of your own home. They also offer dietitian, home health aide, and medical social worker services. You have a choice in your health care. For safe, friendly, qualified care, call All Care Home Care today and let their team begin taking care of you and your loved ones.
Boyer Insurance Agency, 78 Sugarloaf Avenue in Sugarloaf. Quality coverage, competitive rates, discounts, recreational vehicles, boats, campers, and motorcycles. Find the coverage you want at the right price. Call them at 570-788-3543.
Ralph M. Cameron, specializing in quality and affordable construction services for residential, commercial, and industrial. Licensed and insured. Call 570-401-0654 today for all your construction needs.
Watch off the beaten path on WYLN TV 35 and discover the Pennsylvania you never knew existed.
Welcome back to Wellness Through Physical Therapy. And Ting, I feel a little bit more stable on my feet, but that worries me about that 20 seconds being able to stand on one leg.
Right. So yeah, like I say, a lot of people don't even realize there is a balance problem because they don't test it out. So
right.
The gold standard that we have, if you want to get your balance assessed, the CDC actually considers falls as a big health risk. So they actually put together a questionnaire. It's called the STEADY questionnaire, and it is a series of about 8 to 10 questions, and it asks you questions like medications that you take, whether you can get up from a chair without using your arms, whether you hold onto furniture, whether you're afraid of falling. And just through that questionnaire, you can determine whether someone is at risk of falling or not.
And you have that available here.
We actually have it right on the wall right there.
Right.
So we have someone fill that questionnaire out. Plus we do what's called a falls risk assessment from a physical standpoint. So we will do a couple of physical tests based on body cue, which is our physical exam. And then we'll put through people like standing on one leg, walking on a line, being able to change directions forwards, backwards, sideways. And through that, we can classify whether they're a low, medium, or high risk, and then obviously take it from there.
Well, how do they get in touch with you here?
Physical Therapy and Balance Centers.com. Sorry, no, physical.com, no balance centers. Physical.com, look at our website. You can also give us a call, 570-501-1808. We offer the falls risk assessment for free for all our clients. So if you want to come in and check out whether you're at risk of falling, just give us a call. We can schedule appointments for any time.
Wow, well that sounds like something that should be done even in the middle of winter or in the middle of summer.
I encourage all seniors over the age of 65 to get a falls risk assessment performed, because it's good to know before something actually happens. Like I say, falls comes with serious consequences. You want to know what your risk is before something actually happens.
All right. Ting O, once again, always a pleasure. And we certainly hope that you will join us again soon and come and see Ting at the Churchill Mall in Hazleton. And we'll see you again soon on Wellness Through Physical Therapy.
I'm Gary Perna. I was born and raised here in Clare, Schuylkill County. I'm proud to be a part of the WYLN team, and I'm excited to be part as WYLN brings communities together through the power of television.